And we are back to our coverage on SNA, ASEAN Basketball League Season number 9, Rise to Greatness. Second matchup of the season between San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and Hong Kong Eastern. Of course, Alab Pilipinas taking care of the first game, 87-75, and we will still have to determine the outcome of this one going into the second half here. Oh, Coach Nash Racela in attendance. I wonder what he is doing here. Coach Nash, of course, an avid basketball fan, watching intently here. And the crowd enjoying the action. We have a good Sunday crowd here, Bea, here in Santa Rosa, Laguna in the Philippines. Thank you so much for, again, catching the action. We're live right now on SNA HD, abs-cbn Sports live streaming and Facebook account, as well as the Virtual Playground YouTube channel, and on I1 with replays on Liga and Liga HD. Second half almost underway. And again, 4-point advantage for Alab Pilipinas going into the second half. Chan Shu Wing missing the opening shot there. Tried to go all the way, could not finish with the lay-in.
Well, for Alab Pilipinas, despite them having a 4-point advantage at the half, you can expect them to be able to have some points for improvement coming into the third quarter. One thing would be their turnovers. They had 10 turnovers in the first half alone. And secondly would be their perimeter defense, trying to shut down the guards of Hong Kong Eastern. But we see here Sam Deguara taking the start here in the second half.
Big Sam did not play in all of the second quarter, as O'Darian Bassett continues to struggle in this game. Bassett with 10 points, but he has 4 out of 13 now from the field. Coach Edu Torres there. Again, they want to get to 10-7, hopefully, after this trip in Manila. PJ Orbistondo choosing to go closer. Floater is off. Balkman no good as well. ODB on the move. Bassett pulls up. Bassett knocks it down.
That's the beauty of Bassett. He's given the go signal, the green light to shoot that basketball, despite him making only 4 out of 13 shots in the first quarter. Continues to shoot from the outside.
And that shot, at least Bassett is hoping that would get him back into his rhythm in this game. John Shu called for the personal foul here, trying to stop Kalen Chongson underneath. Good pass coming from PJ Ramos as well. And Kalen will head to the free throw line here. Of course, Kalen Chongson, new addition for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas this year. Last year, he spent time with former Chongson Kung Fu, now Bacau Black Bears team. Of course, last year he teamed up with Anthony Tucker, Mike McKinney, and actually got the best record after the elimination round, but they got booted out in the semifinals by Mono Vampire. Kalen Chongson's splitting his free throws.
Well, Kalen Chongson together with Ethan Alvano really adding so much athleticism, energy. They may be the young guns for the Alab Pilipinas, but it has worked wonders into the advantage of Coach Jimmy Lapag and the rest of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Yeah, they have a lot of good wing guys here, good long guys. You got Rosser, you got Chongson here, and you even got Sumalinog on the bench for them. Ramos goes to Balkman. Balkman on the fade, too strong. Rebound goes to Alvano, short stab, still off. But the tipping will not work, and Deguara will secure the rebound for Hong Kong Eastern. Here comes O'Darian. Bassett, who scored his first basket in the second half earlier, goes to John Chu, who misses the three-pointer. Ronaldo Balkman puts it on the floor, attacking Deguara. Balkman on the follow-up.
That's a great thing about Ronaldo. Balkman does not give up on the play. Missed his first layup, but got his own rebound and the putback for Ronaldo Balkman.
And Ronaldo Balkman, only his 6th point off the ball game. And Josh Orbistano will be called for the personal here. Look at this attack. Fearless attack by Ronaldo Balkman, going at Sam Deguara there and cleans up his own mess. It is 48-43. And we are seeing some great action here to begin the second half.
Again, much closer game compared to their first matchup 2 weeks ago, Martin. And this is definitely because of the adjustment of Hong Kong Eastern, even without Sam Deguara. As we see Marcus Elliott continuing his hot shooting from the outside, coming off that pick from the paint and then coming out and hitting that long jumper.
That is a long two for Marcus Elliott. But again, they continue to click from the perimeter. And PJ Ramos says, I can do it better on our end. 6-point lead for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas with that triple. Bassett tries to answer. Could not do that. Ronaldo Balkman gets it. Here's Ronaldo. Orbistondo squares his feet and drops in the long bomb there.
And once again, back-to-back triples, similar to the first quarter, going the way for Alab Pilipinas, and it's now a 9-point margin.
Sam De Guara looking for answers. Sam De Guara no good on the fade. And Alab Pilipinas will try to create a double-digit advantage here in the third. They swing it to Ramos for three. That would have been big. Bassett getting the rebound. Got tapped from behind, but ball will go back to San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
And in the first quarter, Martin, we saw the hustle on the defensive end for the Hong Kong Eastern basketball team. But so far, in the first 4 minutes of action in the third quarter, you see all the guys of Alab Pilipinas in white hustling for that ball, not giving up on that basketball, even on the backcourt.
And that's why they're favorites to repeat this season. They can play it inside. They can also play it outside. Here's Bassett, goes around. That is a dribbling violation called an ODB as we go to Roxanne Monte Alegre again. Go ahead, Rox.
The main observation of Coach Jimmy Alapag of Team Alab Pilipinas is that all his players had a relatively sluggish start. That's why he asked his ball handlers to be very aggressive and for his shooters to be ready and alert all the time. And he also asked them to capitalize on the strengths of PJ Ramos and Ronaldo Balkman. If it's all about having a faster pace for Team Alab Pilipinas, for Coach Edu Torres of Hong Kong Eastern basketball team, it's all about finding their rhythm at the half. He also expects his team to be soldiers inside the court for them to stay brave and fearless. Martin?
And so far they're showing that kind of composure here, but they could not keep this run by San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. John Chu missing on the lay-in. Ronaldo softly lays it in.
And again, we saw a similar play early in the second quarter. Baseball pass to Ronaldo Balkman all the way for the hoop, and another turnover forced by Josh Urbistondo, heeding to the call of Coach Jimmy Alapag to be more aggressive on the defensive end here in the third.
Baseball pass ending to that touchdown by Ronaldo Balkman, and the lead is now 11 points, 56 to 45, 5:38 to go here in the third. Back to the action here, and so far so good in the third quarter for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas as we go back to our hug cam here, of course, continuing to entertain the crowd here in Santa Rosa. There you go, show 'em some love. Hug cam, of course, one of the segments we introduced this season. There you go, that's a good sibling love there. Not sure if they're gonna commit. I'm not sure. Okay, no commitment there, but they got a kiss there. And the crowd erupting here. Oh, okay, there you go.
The crowd loving the hug cam.
We could change this to kiss cam. One-sided kiss cam. There you go. And the crowd loving the action here as well from the Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex. Great facility. Of course, this is the unofficial home court of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. They've had most games here at least so far this season, Bea. And they're doing well. They're 8-0 on their home floor, trying to make it 9-0.
Exactly. On the other hand, for Hong Kong Eastern, trying to make a winning streak of their own after their first win versus Westport's Malaysia Dragons last January 23.
And Lo Domingo slow to get up after that hard screen.
But after the halftime break, Martin, just a different kind of Alab Pilipinas we're seeing. So much more aggressiveness on the defensive end. We see Josh Urbistondo taking his man from the backcourt one-on-one, and that has worked wonders, creating turnovers, forcing easy fast break points so far for Alab Pilipinas.
You're right. They're starting the third quarter on an 11-4 run. That's why the lead is back up to its biggest, tying its biggest here at 11 points, 56-45. And ABL Pilipinas, let's see if they can keep this going. Halfway done in the third. Balkman fires. Balkman drops it in.
And after a quiet second quarter with only 4 points across his name, Ronaldo Balkman answering to the call of Coach Jimmy Lapag, firing away from the outside.
7 third quarter points for Ronaldo Balkman. He now has 11. Marcus stops. Goes back up. Well anticipated by Josh Urbistondo. He goes to Albano. He fires and drops it in! Everything falling right now for San Miguel ABL Pilipinas.
And the Spitfire guard, Josh Urbistondo, has really been the game changer in this third quarter. His defensive capabilities, creating those steals, has been able to create the lead for ABL Pilipinas, but then Hong Kong Eastern Chu just...
That's a triple for Adam Su, answering the three-pointer by Ethan Albano. But ABL Pilipinas earlier was the biggest lead off the game at 17, as Ethan Albano fishes the foul against Chan Shu Wing. Only the 13th foul for Hong Kong Eastern.
It was a badly needed three-point shot by Adam Shu, as we see here. The first three-point shot by Ronaldo Balkman, and then the corner three by Albano.
Ronaldo Balkman scoring in the painted area there.
And slowly we see here, Martin, the inside-outside game of ABL Pilipinas, showing into perfection. As we earlier saw an outside shot by Balkman and then going inside the paint.
And 64-48, it's back to 16. You're right, and again, this is why San Miguel ABL Pilipinas is such a powerful team. You got prominent players at the front line. You got prominent shooters as well, waiting at the three-point area. Bassett losing it. Ronaldo ahead of the puck. Balkman puts it up, no good. Adam Zhu gets it. O'Darian surveys the floor, cross court. Chachu in with all day to shoot, no good. Well, tap out of bounds. Clearly, it was off Sam Deguara.
So far, you like the adjustment of Jimmy Alapag. ABL Pilipinas is the one trying to outrun Hong Kong Eastern. We have to remember that Hong Kong Eastern plays with a very short lineup, and them tiring out the players on the floor works to the advantage of ABL Pilipinas.
And ABL again committing a turnover there. Marcus Elliott pulls up for three, drops that one in, and cuts the lead down to 13. Good breather there for Hong Kong Eastern.
So far, Marcus Elliott, the lone bright spot among the world imports of Hong Kong Eastern basketball team, continuing to shoot the lights out from the outside, but he has to get help from Sam Deguara. You see Josh Urbistondo doing it on both ends of the floor. Another corner three from him.
13 big points for the Fireball. Again, stepping up for the injured Bobby Ray Parks tonight. Chan Shu Wing pulls up, Wing will score, and that's a two-pointer for Chan Shu Wing. Approaching the last 2 minutes of the third frame, they got San Miguel ABL Pilipinas in full control, trying to break the game wide open. Balkman from the corner, trying to bank that one in. Albano with the rebound, still off. Domingo no good on the tip as well. Adam Zhu on the move. Chan Shu Wing fires. Chan Shu Wing no good. Deguara hustling for that rebound. It goes to Balkman. Ronaldo on the move. Here's Albano. He goes baseline back out to Urbistondo, who decides to fire. And knock the triple down.
And this may just be the best game of Josh Urbistondo in Season 9 of the ABL. 2 straight three-pointers, 16 points across his name. Just doing it everything on the floor for the captain of San Miguel ABL Pilipinas.
What a game here for the Fireball. Deguara banging bodies with Ramos. Could not answer. ABL Pilipinas on the attack again. Oh, Elliott getting up high for that denial. Chan Shu Wing. Oh, in and out on that one. And Hong Kong Eastern, well, they've been called from the outside here in the third quarter. But look at the action here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, and Josh Urbistondo nailing it from both corners. This time, the well-contested free knocked in by the fireball for 16 points in the ballgame. Ethan Alvano. Urbistondo, no good. That was a heat check for him. But again, Lodo getting them the second opportunity. Ronaldo, baseline, denied by Deguara, but they got a foul here on Big Sam. Third foul on Big Sam Deguara as he tries to stop Ronaldo Balkman from slamming that one home.
And here you see the foul on Sam Deguara. Ronaldo Balkman going hard to the basket, and as we mentioned, Martin, earlier in Roxanne's report, Coach Jimmy Alab mentioned that his team was a bit sluggish in the first half, and we're seeing a complete opposite of the 5 players on the floor. Just so much aggressiveness on the defensive end. They're really trying to push that basketball each time they get that rebound. That has been the story of the second half, which has allowed them to balloon this lead into a big 18-point margin for Alab Pilipinas.
Imagine they were sluggish and still put up 45 points. And this is what happens if they get to their top form, blowing the game wide open here, a 19-point lead with less than half minute remaining here in the third quarter. And ODB, Hong Kong Eastern, trying to find answers here offensively. O'Darian crossing over. This is a very shifty guard. ODB Bassett with a score.
And the rare opportunity for O'Darian Bassett to be able to attack the basket and score inside the paint.
And a foul called against Adam Zhu.
And despite Sam Deguara being able to play on the floor this whole third quarter, we've seen that he hasn't been his usual self getting that basketball down low compared to his other games. This is one of the negative effects of him getting into foul trouble early into the ball game. Remember, he did not play the whole of the second quarter. It gets him out of his rhythm, and then cold from the bench coming into play in the third quarter.
And that's right. He is not a factor here in the third quarter on both ends of the floor. For Hong Kong Eastern, they haven't got him involved offensively as well. No touches so far for Big Sam Deguara as Balkman here shoots his free throws. 8.5 remaining in the third quarter. And they've got the 17-point advantage, that is. Balkman cleaning the lid. And again, the Puerto Rican veteran. This is PJ Ramos on your screens. Scoring big here. Good activity from the big guy.
And really, Ronaldo Balkman and Josh Urbistondo teaming up in this third quarter. Already 16 points for him after a quiet 4-point game so far in the first half.
Big third quarter for Ronaldo Balkman, spearheading this big third quarter as well of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And a foul here against Alab Pilipinas. Domingo called for it. We started 45-41. So that means it is a 28-14 quarter so far for Alab Pilipinas. And a foul given up here by Pau Pau Havilona. 2.2 remaining on the clock.
And this is the reason why the Alab Pilipinas is the #1 defensive team in the ABL, limiting their opponent to only 14 points in the third quarter alone.
That's right. The defense was shown by the defending champions, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, getting the double-digit advantage back, and was spearheaded by that man George Urbistondo earlier, knocking down a triple. 16 points in the ball game for the Fireball. And Ronaldo Balkman waking up, feeling the sense of urgency for the home squad. 12 third quarter points for Ronaldo Balkman and 16 points in total as well. And O'Darian Bassett just couldn't find the answers. Enough answers for Hong Kong Eastern as Josh Urbistondo and crew continues to roll in this one. 73-55 going into our fourth and final quarter.
Last question.